Welcome back to Benny's Custom Works, proudly supported by Valvoline and Sparesbox. Don't forget Benny 5 on checkout. This week, we're down here at Wtac Challenge. It's at Sydney Motorsport Park. It's a 2-day event. Historically, it was originally a super lap or time attack event. However, it's turned into something much bigger, including the International Drift Challenge. Let's go and check out the field.
The 968's done the whole track a favour by sucking it clean, throwing it up and bringing it down, but he is fast. Barton Moore, he is putting one down here now, very quick through this apex. He's still on it. He is still on it. Let's see what the second sector is. The second sector is up here as well. Barton Moore, he is going for it on this lap. It's only a half a corner away. He is on it. He is still on it. He is still pushing hard. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because I think the 1 minute 18.837 might be something a little bit quicker. And he puts it through 17. A 17.86. Don't forget about another minute 18. How about you have yourself a 1 minute 17.86, another world record pass.
I was so excited, you might have seen, jumping up and down on the car, and I foolishly took a massive leap of faith off the roof of the car, landed on the right foot a bit too hard, and it actually it did break. I wasn't planning any of this behaviour, believe it or not. And that there was just a broken foot.
Why is there a tank on the track?
What's
going on, Diggles?
Yep.
Top speed.
Oh, hey.
No, what's going on? What is he up to?
We'll have 100 little old ladies ringing the cops here shortly just because of something's going on over the road. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like they're up to no good.
What was the motivation behind sort of wanting to build a Ferrari time attack car? And is it true that this car was a fully road registered running Ferrari and this is what you guys have created?
Yeah, this car started out as what I would call a mint condition 308 GTBI. It was a nice one, and that wasn't my intention to start with the nicest I could find, but it's what was the cheapest. And I bought this car because I think they're beautiful, and I think what's underneath is a bit lacking. It's antiquated, so I said let's build one hell of a car to match the looks.
Oh, well, that's it all, Mr. Johnny Healy. The Drift Cup's on tonight, mate. So Johnny Boston, plenty of... Oh, Jesus, Boz.
Hang on.
Again, we put the cameras on these people, and this is what we get in return. It's just all too coincidental sometimes, Brett, when it happens.
He might need some fresh rubber, I'd say.
Well, he needs probably some fresh underwear as well. Well, not for Boz. That's Supra, the JZA80. Just as we mentioned the man, he disappears over Corporate Hill backwards. Johnny Boston, he's lit up the sectors. He's a little bit fast on too few corners. He's a little bit fast in the first, second. Is it the third one? Does he get a 20-something? Johnny Boston sends it. Minute 29.
Mate, I actually told the guys, I said, all I want to do is do a 31. And they said, what if it does a 30? I see backflips. They go, what if you do a 29? I said, you know what? As a joke, I said, if I do a 29, I'm going to go bankrupt on the after party on Sunday night because that car should not do that.
Benny Tran up in Sector 1. Benny Tran up in Sector 2. What does the Honda do? Honda feds 28.581. Here we go. Tight turn. Morecambe's done it a million times before. Power on. Here we go. What else have we got? It's a clean sector. It's a very clean sector for Nathan Morecambe. And he is coming. He is coming to the end of his final lap. After all the dramas, all the things. Closed garage doors in the middle of the day. Engines getting built, changed, broken shafts, all sorts of things. Nathan Morecambe, do you have to do it again? If you do, do it now. Minute 27.366. He goes better again. We're nearly there. I'm hearing some noises out of that RB. I don't know what it all is, but you can't say Timmy Slade isn't giving it 110%. That RB, it's got all the turbo in it. You can hear it through the dump pipes. It's got all the turbo we can have. It's got everything. He's up in Sector 1. He's up in Sector 2. Are we going to the 25s in open? Timmy Slade, Extreme GTR, 25.926. You get the very best script writers in the game to try and write you something half as interesting, but it doesn't quite end up the same. So, yeah, low coolant. No kidding there. I wonder where some of that went.
We can see some of this high flow vis paint being sort of sprayed onto one of our Club Sprint cars here. Now, we saw a lot of this action yesterday, and what this paint actually does is it moves with the aero over the car. So it actually shows how the aero works and how the wings and everything like that. You can see it on the rear wing as well.
Twin turbo LS Corvette from the United States. Oh, Barris! It is all happening. Drew Hall as well, the crew. Oh, the wheels come off! The wheels come off! The wheel is at the right-hand front wheel, left-hand front wheel.
God.
And that has gone for a journey, and that's gone out back. So that one has gone out back. Wayne Lee, is that a left-hand front? Left-hand front has gone.
It looks like we've either lost the wheel studs, snapped, and yeah, we've lost the whole front wheel.
The problem we had here in the front end was obviously there was a breakage here. The front wheels come off. We thought that that might have just pulled up before the wall, but unfortunately it's made some reasonable contact there. There's a lot of damage.
32.9 Trent, so he was down in the first. He was PB in the middle and then PB in the final sector, and as promised, there's a 32. That's new territory for Club Sprint. 32.9 from Trent Grubel.
I am here with Mr. Jay Duca of Low Standards. He's pretty well known on the internet, but if you haven't seen what Jay's up to, I highly recommend checking out his YouTube channel, Low Standards. This behind us is Jay's current project now. It's a Nissan Prairie, and anyone who doesn't know what a Nissan Prairie is, it's the kind of car your English teacher drove in the 90s. Yeah. Or in Jay's particular case, it was his family hauler. Tell me a bit about the car. Tell me, first and foremost, the story of this car, and then we'll dive into what you've done to it.
Yeah, well, this was my little brother's car 18 years ago. Used to be, you know, they were sports guys. They used to drive to cricket in it and footy in it. And me and my mates used to borrow it to drive to Summer Nats in it 2 years in a row. They're a 7-seater, so they're just like party bus, but slow as hell.
This one is none of that anymore. It's not a 7-seater anymore. It's arguably not slow, albeit it's not exactly finished yet. However, I would give it credit for the amount of work you pumped into this thing in such a short time. So tell me a little bit about the car. This isn't obviously your normal front-wheel drive E15 powered Nissan Prairie. What's going on? What's the bones of it?
Well, it's still a Prairie, still looks beautiful, but it's obviously, not obviously at all. It's all on a Corolla K70,
yeah, nice.
Same as A86.
Yeah, sick.
Chassis, so there's a Corolla to drive.
So when you say chassis, obviously they're both unibody cars. You've effectively unpicked all of the Corolla floor pan. You got strut towers, you got firewall, you got front rails.
We've got a diff in the back.
You got all the original Corolla stuff. So effectively, it's literally a K70 with arguably all of the A86 fruit in it, right?
It's as simple as a body kit. But no, it's a picture of the Corolla base and the Prairie on top.
Yeah, nice. So
with a little bit of work in the middle.
So the main reason obviously doing that, apart from the fact that the biggest thing is now it's rear-wheel drive, not actually fabricating things like your strut towers and cross members. You've obviously got a lot of aftermarket support off the shelf, right? Like all the bits and pieces of this.
All Cusco, and it's a chassis that I know and love.
Yeah, so it's a platform you're used to. You've got a pretty long history with drifting Corollas. I believe some parts from your previous K70 ended up in this, is that correct?
The Shockworks coilovers and from other builds, you know. So
awesome.
And the support for a Corolla and the Corolla feel, and if you drive Corollas, you're that guy, and you know what you love. So,
and that's the thing. Like this thing, admittedly, it doesn't look the prettiest, but I think that's actually one of the best things about it. It's like a watermelon, you know, like it's it's a little bit rough on the outside, but once you get to the fruit on the inside,
delicious.
it's sick, man. Like shaved bay, super neat repaint. You got really nice trim in it.
Yeah.
We've got a really cool cage as well. Like there's so much stuff that you could literally spend hours looking at this thing.
Yeah, thank you.
And then the more details you look at, the more you see. Like you've even got things like the catch cans hidden inside the plenum.
Yeah.
Obviously, your bay's not finished yet, but the bones are there. Like you can see, obviously, where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
I believe you're talking about putting an Elite. A Nexus in this thing.
Yeah,
now as
definitely
well.
a Nexus.
Yeah, nice. So you're going to end up with an R5 in it.
Yep.
No, awesome, man.
As far as the build goes, I look at it as in 98% done, because for me the wiring and the plumbing is just nothing compared to what we've done.
Realistically, like arguably someone with your skill set, you and a couple of mates could definitely plumb this thing in a day.
100%.
Probably 3 or 4 days in wiring.
And we're off.
A couple of days in tuning
and then
actually
Wtac,
set up.
the simplified Wtac setup, you know, get it running. And
the fact of not having to worry about wiring fuse boxes and relays, like having the R5 in there.
It's such a dream.
It's just so much easier and easier to integrate into the car, and especially an older car that doesn't have, you're not running like climate control, and it's very basic. You basically need a lighting system and obviously your
no
engine
wipers
management side of it. So
I think the Wtac's going to exceed what I need, but it's going to do everything I want to need.
You've also got that scope to grow though, because like, I mean, you know, like I know, project cars never finish. Like eventually you'll go and do different this thing will end up with like a quad rotor in or something new, so it'll always evolve. But no, I really appreciate you coming out and bringing the car all the way from South Australia.
Thank you.
It's been fantastic to see the car. I've been following this thing pretty much since I think we were actually talking about it before you even started bringing the videos out.
Because I generally tell you half the shit I'm going to do.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of stuff.
Which I've told you about my next build.
So I'm pretty keen to see what the next build obviously involves, and this thing is going to go to Summernats at this stage, where potentially you're going to see a little bit more of this on BCW later. So
we're
not going to talk about that just yet.
We want him in it at some stage.
We're definitely going to dangle the carrot out there. So we'll definitely see the Prairie on the channel again.
Beautiful.
Bro, appreciate your time. Thanks for bringing the car out.
Awesome.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
It's definitely left the boys in blue behind this time, but that was it, about to give the Lambo a little bit of its head. Lights and sirens as they try and pull up the Lambo, and showing no respect for authority, is disappearing off. But, you know, we've got a passenger to appeal to.
I don't know if you saw that. Look, it's one of my favourite events in the world, and hopefully it's one of yours too, Joe. Ricky Bobby, Rob White making it super down the main straight. Really hard to get a big score early, right? We've seen that over decades and decades. It's just, if you go to 100 too early.
We got some fire there.
Oh, that is a big fire.
Oh, boy.
That's an engine fire.
Boy.
That's a big fire.
Yeah, pull that right over.
That is Danny Probert's off the end of the straight there. He's pulled that up as well. Just tried to bring things to a halt there. I don't know if he maybe saw that on the big screen there, but Brendan O'Grady.
Come on,
Booger, get in there, mate.
Get it in there. Safety, glad he's out of the car. We'll get look at that.
He's going to pull up to help too.
An XD Falcon with a Barra. Danny Probert, you having a good time here at World Time Attack or what?
Crazy event, and there's so much machinery. It's so accessible for the hunters as well. Like, it's just really unique that way. Amazing event.
Great to see Hyundai putting so much investment into motorsport, both globally and here in Australia. And who knows, maybe they'll even bring this little weapon across the Tasman, because I'm sure Kiwis would love to see this going sideways as well.
Why not? Let's light them up. Smoke another set of tyres off it. I'm sure it's not the only set of tyres it's had on it since Thursday, when we were doing a hell of a lot of this carry on. But that was a great demonstration.
That car had a previous life, I believe, as a champion. Now that's a back entry.
Now that's the big angle I was talking about. Pretty standard result after a drift demonstration. Pits laying on the side of the track.
Held on by the finest of cable ties.
Yes. And this moment here, this is another moment during our insane drift demonstration, and that's a gorgeous drift. It's just a little bit too much dirt in that one.
It's a bit more of a rally style line. There's a couple of wheels off there. Everything in the drift pits is a serious build. Everything in the show and shine is a serious build. Everything in the time attack pits is a serious build. You don't come to World Time Attack to mess around.
Yeah, you don't come here to see average, do you?
No, you come here to see entertainment like this. Mitch Pullen, and Levi Clark.
Well, when you say average, this is your average show at a World Time Attack for you. Let's put average in that term.
Pit lane walk has begun, and I will say that somewhere in there's some cars.
Starways again, the Australian burnout. Strap yourself in, folks. Matt Hall, it's over to you, son. We're just going to sit back and admire it. If you are going for the Lambo, if you're going for the R32, here we go. Oh, he's jumped. There's no... Oh, I tell you what, a little bit different smart there for the Giuseppe. A little bit different smart for the Giuseppe. We go on! Oh, ladies and gentlemen! Oh, Ryan!
Here we go, we're underway. Who's going to lock in the spot? Oh, the bumper comes loose on Matt Harvey's car. Oh, Luke! Oh, sorry, not Luke. It's not Luke. It was Brodie Mayer. And what went on? Something broke. Here we go. All right, Tony B, this is your first final. Call the first final, Tony.
Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Vesma. Matt Harvey in the lead, initiates out at the first cone. Luke Vesma's right there in the cloud of smoke, and he's going for the dive. Can he hang on to it? Matt Harvey's keeping it online, nice and wide through that outer zone. But Luke's closing the door.
Here comes Luke Veersma. What a run. The final pass. Is this it? Who goes home with the silverware? Veersma accelerates. Matt Harvey's a long way back. I think Matt Harvey's given him too much room. Luke Veersma was much closer on the initial initiation. Can Matty Harvey reel him in? Oh, here he comes. Here comes Harvey.
He's pulling him in.
Here he comes.
Close to the door.
Oh, Matt Harvey hits him.
And is that contact?
He hits him and it straightens him up.
Your winner here, 2023 World Time Attack Challenge International Drift Cup, Luke Veersma.
Well, that brings us to the end of the episode. Had a fantastic weekend down here at World Time Attack Challenge. Want to thank, obviously, Jay for his time for showing us around his prairie. By all means, check out his Low Standards channel. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Tell the people at home what this thing's about, because it's not your normal prairie and we're about to get dicked. Mad.